little box of cardboard fish.
Yeah, well, to be honest, if you get short, you could go and live in that outside. It's a bit snowy. We'll show them that in a minute. We are
white.
hiding. It is very white.
It is. So welcome to Al's unboxing.
Yes. So this... It's a really good job of sharpening me knife earlier. This is a very large floor, or a large floor for a little car. Just go right down the side. Let's just have her open.
Sha-sha!
Bah! Right, so we got to get... Hang on. I think we're sort of... Should we try lifting this up? And then there should be...
Straight on the roof rack.
A floor.
Straight on the roof rack.
Oh yeah, good plan.
Straight
on the roof rack.
There you go.
So there is my new floor. So Fiat 500.
Yep.
Or...
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. Well, that's got some more structurally restraining bits in than one I've got.
It's a lot more to it than what you've got in the fucking thing. I didn't even realise that it had these structural bits.
I don't think it does. I think I might have bought the late floor, but we may be able to incorporate that. That's definitely the right... Well, it's the right floor. They told me it was.
Well, I guess there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, I think it has got structural bits in the front. And if it hasn't...
It has now.
It has now.
Yeah, do you want to put your knife back in your pocket? Oh, well, so you're going to need
There
that.
is more treasure to be opened. I know what's in here. Have me niff.
I've not locked it, by the way.
That's right. I'll just use it to cut my fingers off in a minute. So this should be an ignition overhaul kit and some new genuine spec fuel lines.
Ooh.
It's like, hang on, how much cardboard have we got? Loads.
Yes, not many trees were harmed in the packing.
No, well, to be honest, that's fine. It's all recycled, isn't it? This is the only actual box that anything came packed in. All the others are reused, aren't they? Right, so... Fish and chips.
Fish and chips? Oh, thank you very much.
That's probably my fuel lines. That's quite heavy. Nothing more in there. Sip it. Not worried about that.
Oh,
what have you got?
I've got ickle bits.
You've got
so I've got points,
two
spark plugs,
a coil,
dizzy cap, and some new fuel line clips. Oh, bloody hell! How you actually got new fuel lines?
Yeah, I've got a load of flexible.
Oh.
HT leads, all of them. Yeah, they're all there, aren't they?
All three, yeah.
3? 2? Where's the other one?
Yeah, there's 3 in there.
Oh, there's 3, yeah, sorry, being a Todd. Yeah. So...
Oh, you've got your Sparky dupes. You've gone for NGKs, nice.
Yeah, I've got a dizzy cap, look at that, she's moosive.
Oh,
there should be a set of points and a condenser.
And a new...
Points, condenser, rotor
arm.
Look at that.
It's fucking brand new, look.
Oh.
Jesus.
Keep those just in case we need to send anything. Recycling. Back over here, and as you'll see if I do this, the door's still open and closed, fine. I'll just go and stand here. That we have obviously got quite a big hole in the car. Now, on a little Fiat, on a little Fiat 500, or an Autobianchi, Bianchi, we call it an Autobianchi, everyone keeps telling me off for pronunciations. The floor pans are basically the same. So on your little Fiat, and the same on this, I'll show you in a minute, there's a whole structural member attached on the top of the floor in here. It's more a channel, I don't think it does too much. That carries the air from the rear of the car for your heating through, up to the front, and then splits and goes off, the split unbolts, and then all the gear linkage, fuel lines, brake pipes, everything run through the centre of the car here, with obviously the starter cable, the throttle cable, and then the choke cable, which is knitted in here somewhere. So this is the back bulkhead you'll be able to see here, where I've separated. Now this back bulkhead is solid as a rock. The trouble starts obviously where I'm sat now. The floor goes over a structural member at the front here, which is the butt furling on the bottom. We're going to have to remake that. So the floor tucks up and is spot welded on the top. So what I will do is clean this up and basically refill the holes and make a new bottom for it. I'm going to have to repair in here because it's gone, over there because it's gone, and obviously you can see the sill top issues. Now unbelievably, the actual inner sides of the sills where the floor meets, if I just move back here, the floor tucks under, meets into the back of the outer sill, and then basically is spot welded down through here. This side is better. This side is a little frilly on this inner tuck over. I'm going to put some sections in here, and then I'm going to need to remake the top because you'll see it's full of holes. This is a big structural door bracing bar here. It's bolted into there, so that basically, because I have taken the bottom out of this sill, as you'll see, I can put my hand in it, there isn't a lot of structure left in it, and I'm just basically making sure this thing doesn't do that. This side at the moment is still boxed underneath. That'll be the rest of my days drilling the welds out of that. And I'll do the same over there. I'm probably just going to weld a bit of box in this side because I think I can only locate one of these at the moment. Just to hold it till I can get this back in, the bottom of the sills all fabbed up so that the car has its structure back in. But it is amazing, people go, oh my God, someone built one of these back in the day. They were all sectioned together, spot welded together, and it's amazing the parts you can get for, like John's little Fiat 500 up there. We need to do that. Do this to that, hence why I've got another huge box around here somewhere, might be up there, with another floor pan in it, because John's wants a complete floor pan and some outer sill work, and then it's alive again. But you can buy all these parts. I mean, I ordered that floor pan beginning of the week, and I think, I say it was here 2 days later, with, if you watch this evening, we're on Saturday, aren't we now? So for tomorrow morning, we get this little beggar to go, because all the bits we needed were acquirable. I mean, apart from the only difficulty being currently that back panel plate, and I did get a fan and a dynamo from Slovenia. They were very helpful, very good, and that was here surprisingly quickly. So tomorrow morning, 306D Mercedes starting, and then we're going to do 2 Willet starts because we're going for this too. So I'm going to do door bar welding, spot welding, or spot on welding. It's a pleasure, especially when everything's jagged and attacks you. I'll come back this way. But once we've got this side out and braced, then we need to try and put the new floor up in, and then we've got to figure out, we spin round one, what I've got to repair in here, what's got to be remade, and then basically I need brakes, because I haven't got any brake shoes or any brake springs. They was missing. I'm pretty much assuming this little car was robbed for parts in Italy before someone threw it back together with whatever they could to make it roll and shipped it here. So it obviously, I wouldn't have said it's been on the road since the late 70s, early 80s. It has been sat an awfully long time. I mean, even to the state that they'd started to pull the engine out of it. We got whizzing over on that to find there aren't any bolts holding the engine and gearbox together via one. So we've had to do quite a bit of repairing to get here. But it is coming on, and I think it'll be quite cool when it's done. We were also considering the idea of removing these, because they do a van. Obviously this isn't a van, but it's very close to, of whether to take the windows out, make the panel that sits in here to make it a van, and then have an Autobianchi, not a panorama, an Autobianchi van. And then we got to make decisions. I am half and half between whether we go full scale, paint it, make it look really shiny, whether I leave these or put a van thing in it, because maybe I do like the roof rack, or I leave it patinaed like we did with the 305, because you'd never repair that properly. That car was 10 times worse than this structurally, and you can't get the bits for a 305. You couldn't buy a whole floor pan. You can't find the doors. Whether we do the same and we actually go, right, we'll just give this thing a rub over, make sure that it doesn't get any rustier, and leave it as a cool patinaed old roof rack looking little Fiat, because there's loads of shiny ones, or Pascini, there's loads of shiny ones, but there aren't many that look like this. Let me know what you think. I mean, red, white wheeled, shiny, beautiful looking van, repainted blue car, or do we just leave it alone, make it structurally sound, make it run and drive, and then just use it patinaed like it is? I don't know, I can't quite figure out yet. Right, so you will have seen us, or seen me, remove the floor. This is the old floor. Now, I've spent the last 2 nights drilling a million spot welds, because this is basically, obviously this floor would have been wider originally because I scissored it off through here. I cut that bit off because this bit tucks into the bottom of the outer sill. That's spot welded on there, and then the inner sill is spot welded on through here. So getting this out with that in the way was quite difficult. So it was easier to drill the spots off the back in there. Huzzah, we didn't really have to cut much off the front because there was nothing left. And then basically, if I move this a minute, to stop my Autobianchi folding up in a heap, because this bit of sill is quite good, this bit of sill is quite good, that bit there is not much good. So obviously, because we've got the old floor out, the likelihood of it doing that, or possibly doing that, is getting quite high. So big door restraining bar here, clamped in, and then you'll see there's a tube the other side welded in, just tacked into the door frame to stop the car folding up. So I have picked all the remnants out from here. I've saved this bit, I've saved the inside. I can repair on that bit. Now this is where the next technical problem comes. So this is basically a brand new floor for a 500 or a 126. Yeah. So the 126 being the square one, same floor pan. Now the 126 has, you'll have seen earlier, has all these structural bits in it that go here. Don't need them, cut them off. We've got a different structural bit on this, but this piece here is basically the same, apart from that's a bit more beefy than the remnants of this bit here that you can see. Now then, there is a problem that we had worked out a while ago, that an Autobianchi is 5 inches longer. So you'll see on this top quality piece of floor that we have here, this is factory original obviously, there is a bit of tin in here that is just on 5 inches wide, that goes from there, see it going right down through. If I turn this floor pan around, you can see it on the inside. Now this was not anyone, this was Autobianchi. See, they've basically, I'm assuming that when they made these cars, this press was obviously all made up for making 500s, but these were slightly longer. So they were using a 500 floor pan. So what Autobianchi did was cut the floor in half and put a 5-inch bit in. See there? So they've literally sliced down through the middle of there and then put this piece of tin in underneath. Now, you can't buy in one lump that I've managed to find an Autobianchi floor. You can buy that, that's £162 plus the delivery. But obviously it's 5 inches too short. You can buy individual floor pans for your panoramica or your gardini whatnot, gardiniere, or I don't speak Italian by the way. So don't pick me up on my tape's gone floppy. Don't pick me up on me pronunciations, I'm trying. So, there are a few issues. Obviously, in your panoramica, you are seat rails, rear tubs, 5 inches back into the boot. Yep. So, if you look here, I mean, what's left of that, that's the seat support rail there, is 500 centimetres long. This seat support rail here is 465 centimetres long. So I've come up with a brilliant idea. One, I wasn't going to pay, I could buy the 2 floor pans, but they're twice the price, and I'd much rather have a whole floor, because as you can see, the middle of this floor is rubbish. So I've drilled the spot welds out of my brand new floor, and I've drilled the seat support rails off. So what I'm going to do is take these 2 out completely. Yep, don't need them anymore. I'm going to salvage these ones, because that one and that one are in really good nick. The outer ones, not quite as good nick. There's a bit of rubbish. So I'm going to cut it, I'm going to measure it up and cut it where the factory cut it, this one. Make this 5-inch piece with its kink overs, that's easy, got the machine for doing that. Salvage that one and put them here and here, so that that puts everything in the right place. I'm going to have to adjust it a bit, obviously, because this is a bit thicker. And then, obviously, these two, once I put a 5-inch piece in, will be too short. But, save having to spend ages going tappy and making bits, I will have this one and this one to cut up to make that one and that one longer. And then I can spot weld the whole lot together with a massive great spot welding machine that's over there, like the factory did, and make that floor pan the 5 inches longer it needs to be, and then it'll be right and fit in the car. And it's got a bigger cross member and it'll be a bit, and I'm going to drill all the welds and take those out, or just huzzard them off with a death wheel for the minute just to get them out of my way. So it makes perfect sense. So it is 9 o'clock at night on a Tuesday night. So I'm going home now because it's cold and miserable. But tomorrow we will be back on the time lapses and we are going to huzzah that in half. We've got some big sheet steel and then we're going to make the 5-inch bit and then drill this off, and yeah, and then we'll be like pucker. Then we can put that bit in there, and then we've got to make the front footwell bottoms because they've obviously got a piece that comes down and joins into this. That's funnily enough, that fell off. And then the bit that goes around the back of this, well, a bit of that fell off too, so we'll have to make that as well. But it's working brilliantly. And I have even managed, if I haven't been completely ripped off, to get the panel that's missing out the back. So I managed to buy that off a Roman car breaker place in Rome, but they now send it out of Italy. So I found a parcel forwarding service. So you get an Italian person you send it to, pay them some monies, and then they box it, send it to you, and DHL charge you a fortune in customs clearance, and then you get your bit of car that you can't find anywhere else in the world. Or you just pay 290 quid for a back panel, send it to some random bloke in Italy, and you'll never see it again. I mean, if he is a scammer, he's got to be really pissed off, because I think he was expecting Apple AirPods and exciting stuff, and he's got a bit of 1960s Autobianchi. So I reckon we'll be all right. Oh, look at me ad. So Lulu, one of our lovely subscribers, made me and Fudgy woolly hats. Look at that. It's got the 16 logo on it and everything. I've got a big bobbly bit, and for a freezing cold workshop there, pucker, she knitted them. And she talented, look at that. And I don't want any "you look like a Wally" comments. I don't care. I'm quite happy. My head's warm and I'm really chuffed with me hat, so don't be unkind. Right, so next day you'll have seen that last night I was doing the floor. Mm-hmm. So I've left me posh hat at home today because my missus said, or Mrs. D said, that it was far too nice a thing for me to cover in gear oil and mush and ruin under a car.
They are rather warm, aren't they? They're nice. They're very nice, actually.
So very kind of Louise to make us them ARA. So, but I'm in me Russian hat today, not that I'm Russian.
No, so and I'm in my hoodie because I don't want to set fire to me woolly hat.
To your woolly hat.
But
so
thank you very much.
We have got yet more also Bianchi bits. So I got all excited and bought some new tubes.
Chinna tubes?
Work only because them 1970s ones I tried to use, 2 of them, no old DS.
Oh.
So I thought, sod it, sod the expense. Cool. So I have been purchasing yet more bits from Ricambi. So, bless them, they're really, really helpful. So what we had was a complete set of empty brake. There was nothing there.
There was nothing there.
No, there wasn't a spring
or
a shoe or air brakes, nothing. So we sent them lots of photographs and they told me which was the right shoes to get. Ooh. And then they told me which was the right springs to get.
Yeah.
And then they sold me the right brake mounting pieces.
Lovely.
I mean, this isn't bad for a 1968 car. All this was ordered Monday. It is now Wednesday. It's here. It's Monday evening, so they processed it yesterday and out it went.
Wow.
One full set of wheel cylinders and the correct master cylinder.
Lovely.
Less than 40 quid.
That's cheap. What, for the whole lot? For
so
those
all 4 wheel cylinders in this. I mean, the front suspension piece is where someone had put a lump of threaded bar through, because obviously we were missing that bolt.
Yeah.
So I could just buy this box, so I thought I'd get all posh and buy the new rubber arm things, because at like £16 a side with the bolt,
it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
It's a no-brainer. So
They're
I've got
actually
to.
good they're actually
They're
really
really
good
nicely made.
quality.
I mean, I'm well impressed with this lot. They were so helpful. So lying here, we have the rest of the brake. The brake drums are all good. I'm just going to skim on them a bit, polish them up.
Yeah.
Re-grease the wheel bearings. I'll go and put my tubes in my tyres so they're all blown up in a minute.
Yeah.
Now that front hub, this front steering pivot is quite nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one might possibly not be quite as good.
Oh dear. Oh.
And it's a bit floppy. And I don't quite know whether it's obviously got a, so we're going to have to look at that. It will do, I can slop it on for a minute, so in a minute it's rollable, obviously, because at the moment it hasn't got a floor in it.
Yeah.
And then the original drums, I think, will be fine with a bit of polishing up.
Yeah, they'll clean up.
And then that's a braked rolling Autobianchi. But it hasn't got a floor. But we're getting there with the floor. I suppose we ought to go and look at, because obviously everyone that will be looking at this will notice that this is the side of the new Workshop T1 bench.
Yep.
So
minus the
I
wheel.
have pulled the drive shaft out because we had a leaking hub seal. I've ordered the brakes and I've ordered a new wheel bearing and some hub seals and some bits to make that perfect for the competition winners.
Beautiful.
Because they've obviously been driving it for a few years like that, and the MOT man,
Yeah.
he must have flashed past a £20 note every time he saw that.
I reckon so. The richest MOT man in the country.
Yes, yeah, because that's been leaking for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then you're on, we keep finding bits of cab to weld up, don't we?
Yeah, yes.
I'll move this camera now, got the fudge, and I've even fixed the bearded Explorer's blinking C-Class. We're not going to tell the world he's Wally, but yeah.
No, Colin, you're not a Wally.
No, he didn't disconnect all the vehicle earths to clean round them and paint underneath and then forget and put them back on again, so nothing worked at all.
He's not a Wally.
He's not a Wally. We didn't swear at him for that at all. But it does now start and run, and I've even taken the fuel tank out and replaced the brake line over the back of it, so it's now got, almost have got some brakes. I've just got to get there, bleed on that in a minute.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Beardy can have his silver Mercedes back. The white Mercedes Autobianchi has passed an MOT.
It has.
Flying colours, apart from it decided this morning it doesn't want to start again.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to work on that quickly, because that's going back to Autobianchi's Mrs. Janet. It's being an arse. I'm sure it's in mourning since he's fell over, because that car's never missed a beat. Ever since Autobianchi passed away, it's been a pain in the hole.
Yeah.
But we're getting there with it. So we're going to swing over, and you've definitely poked yourself in the eye with something.
Yeah, no, I got a bit of grit in the eye yesterday, and then I rubbed it.
Oh.
And it looks like I got pink eye, but it's not pink eye.
It's not pink eye.
Well, it's not.
You haven't been smoking drugs.
I'm not baked either, guys.
No, just look it. Right, this way.
Hey.
I've got my reading glasses on again. Must remember not to keep walking around with those on. So we tapped that cab corner, and funnily enough, a load of body filler fell out, didn't it?
It was fillered. It was fillered.
You can't believe that, can you?
No.
No, so
No,
we've
it was a
repaired
shock.
on that properly.
So that's got new metal in that.
Yeah, it's got a new inner.
New inner. Underneath that is new metal, because I dug all the rusty poop out from there. Yeah, so that's all been fabricated, welded up. Looks pucker schnur.
We have repaired the floor. That
Floor's
big
down.
hole has gone.
Yeah.
So we've just got to sort of rust cure and paint it all nice and white. You've
Yep.
taken that horrible manky piece of welding out
Yeah, I
the
took
footwell.
that
That's
out,
done.
threw that away.
So basically, cab-wise,
It's pretty much done, isn't
pretty
it?
much there. We
Yep.
just need to, huzzah, I've got to go and get the paint sorted, haven't I? I'll try
Yes.
and do that, remember to do that in the morning. And then we are on to the bodywork side of things.
We are.
Should we show them the seat that we got repaired?
We got the seat repaired.
Go and get the seat. See,
Right.
you're close.
So I'll swing that round.
Do I
so
swing
it's
the door
ching
close?
ching. Look at that door gap.
Well, that door gap is, you'd have thought, a professional.
I know, right? No, so when the headrest comes off in my hand and the seat falls and I break my foot.
So, Mark
Look
the
at
trimmer,
that.
very good man. I don't know whether you can actually, we might just move the camera and point it to the seat.
Yeah.
So, yes, Mark the trimmer, as you will remember, we had a seat that looked like it had been eaten.
By gremlins.
Yeah, the side was missing. So, this fabric is not available, but what Mark did was repair our seat, and he said, well, if I put you 2 bits of grey leather on either side so that is a bit harder wearing, so for sliding your bum in and out. So we've got the tough wearing new seat ready to rock and roll.
That's actually lovely, isn't it?
Yes. I think he's done quite a nice job
think
there.
he's
And
done
you
a
put it that
beautiful-
way a bit because it looks short this side than the other, but it isn't.
No.
So that's good. That's unruined that.
Yep.
And then I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon on that. And then also I suppose we could go over there, and I've been working on me Riot.
You have been working on your Riot.
Yeah, along with doing customer stuff that I'm supposed to be. I'm faffing around with a tiny Italian car that I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah, but you've been doing your Riot after working hours.
And
though, haven't you?
I've been doing Riot after working hours.
And
Bianca. Autobianchi, yeah.
Banshee.
And then we've also got some engine mounts cut out for the T1 and a cradle I've made, but we're not showing them that today because that's part of an upcoming.
Yeah, that's part of a different video.
Right, back over here. Lost me tea. No, I haven't. My tea is there. So, the Bearded Explorer's new weapon of choice.
Have you seen the touch-up on that door, Al? They got a little bit of rust here, look. They've been like on the sauce. Crikey.
That wasn't Colin. Colin bought this as like a projecty type car. So it is quite a rare thing. It's a C180, it's W202. It's a 6-speed manual one.
Is it manual?
Yeah, they didn't make many manual. I don't think I've seen the 6-speed manual one. So it's structurally quite good for a C180 because they did have a tendency for being gone when you'd look round. So what Colin did first off was lower it and fit some monoblock wheels because
it does look. I must admit,
it does look nice.
It does look really good with them.
So he's refurbed all the brakes, and then he was having trouble getting all the brakes to bleed up, mainly because the line that goes over the back of the tank over here is split clean in two.
Oh.
And every time you pump on it, it drops fluid on the floor. So I have taken half the fuel tank out this side and repaired that. That's replaced. That was a bit of an arse.
Yeah.
We've fixed the slight mess up with the earths that confused me for about 5 hours of my life.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it happens. He took it off, cleaned the inner wings up, painted it, and then put one back on, forgot to put the other one back on. So the computer and all of the SAM systems had an earth.
Oh.
It didn't want to do anything. But it was quite confusing because we couldn't figure out why. But we finally found it stuck in the inner wing, screwed it on, and it now works beautifully. So that's going to be the rest of my afternoon, and then I'm going to go and change the lift pump on Autobianchi because that's about the last thing in the lift pump. Vacuum tests perfectly, but that's the only thing I can think letting fuel back to a tank because it's doing my head in.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go over there and show these nice people how I'm doing with my windscreen panel.
Yeah.
And I think, to be honest, that'll about do for a Wednesday video because we're just a bit running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a bit crazy. Right, this way. So, Project Riot, that's where I left me hat. Put that on the roof rack there so I can lose it again later. So I've obviously, you saw us kicking the windscreen out the other week because this windscreen panel that is no longer here, because it is in sections down here, was a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
So I have drilled all the spot welds. Now, if you are doing this job, if you go back through our videos of about a year and a half ago, there is the full out where you got to drill, how you got to do it, and one going in another 413, I think it's Timmy's van, isn't it? So over here I have the replacement panel. Now you will notice that this is a genuine Mercedes replacement panel. Now you can buy these windscreen panels, put that somewhere where I'm not going to drop it and ruin it. Look at that. Buy these windscreen panels from a couple of places. You can buy them off the internet, eBay type, easy parts companies. They're not bad quality, but they all have the same problem. They are left-hand drive. Now, until very recently, you could still buy a genuine right-hand drive one from Mercedes. This is a genuine Mercedes one, but Mercedes have run out of stock now, so they're only selling the left-hand drive ones they've got left. So I viewed the Mercedes one. They're about 145 quid. They may be slightly more expensive if you're not a Mercedes trade customer. I couldn't tell you that because we are. Are really nice quality.
It's a really good quality panel,
really
isn't
quality
it?
panels. And so we've got a little bit of repair work to do where the Righty people drilled lots of holes.
Yes.
And we were half considering trying to stick it in, weren't we?
Yeah.
Because normally these are spot welded, so they're spot welded all the way through the top here, which we can do. It's quite difficult once a vehicle's got rusty to get them clean enough in here without removing the dashboard to allow you to spot weld it. This bit's easy because you can get on behind here and clean it. But when we did your Capri the other day, didn't we? We panel bonded the wings on.
We did.
Which was amazing. I mean, it works brilliantly, doesn't it?
They're still on. They haven't fallen off.
They haven't fallen off. They will not budge. I mean,
I have tugged on them.
Yeah, tried to pull them off, and you can't. But so we're half thinking we could attempt, seeing as we've still got a two-pack mixie panel bond, and we've got enough clamps and clips and bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Whether it is possible as a tester to save disturbing this, then you've got the electrolysis and all the stuff that creates the roosts. I mean, admittedly, I'm going to want to put a couple of spot welds on either end to stick one of these panels on with panel bond.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it falls off, it's my fault. I'll have to fit it. But I think
apparently a lot of the panel boys these days, rather than welding the stuff on, will stick a flex. Yeah.
Well, this is like two-pack epoxy mixable glue, basically. So, and then that would save the electrolysis and the possible future rust. I reckon it's worth a go. I am going to try it to see if I can basically here, all the way along, top and the bottom line, stick it on. Then it is utterly sealed. Can't get any moisture in between the two. Plug weld the ends. Yeah, and then she's pucker done. And I can paint it, do all the other stuff. And put it back together again and change those two injectors, which is why I don't want to start sometimes. Because we want the Mercedes Sprinter to work properly, you know. I have done the testing, and it's these two leaking off. It does start when you just wind it over forever, and then it eventually goes. So I've got 2 replacements for that.
Okay.
But everyone's seen me injector change a million times. So so that's been our week so far. Apart from obviously half a cradle for that, but they'll see that later. And the other random stuff that we've been doing. General repairs, because we don't really do much general repairs anymore, but we have got some long-term customers where I've been beating on a Sprinter this morning. Made it work. So, that will do, I think, for a quick Wednesday video. No, we technically haven't fixed anything, but we have been explaining quite a lot of stuff. So you will see here, this is the front of T1, which is still currently dismantled, but of course we are aiming. This will be done, shiny, yellow, painted by the 7th, because basically you are pinned on this full time.
I'm pinned on this.
With a new MOT, ready to go. We're hoping, obviously, it will be done before then, so before the competition ends, you get to see it looking all pretty, and then we'll do some driving around. Could even come for an MOT. So if you haven't already, buy a ticket.
Purchase tickets.
So 1995, 308D. Yes, I mean, you can see that we fixed it all. We're fixing it all. It will be pucker. So the link is in the description to raffle. £7.50 a ticket. Same as the Peugeot type thing. You get a newly MOT'd, fully sorted T1 flatbed. That's bright yellow.
Yes.
Go and buy some tickets. Buy tickets. Anyway, so we'll stop warbling on about that. Thank you very much. Al Fudge, 60 Diesels.